You know how to set it up already better than I do. We have
not
a routine.
Not the first one.
Yeah, not the first one, that's right. By the way, NMP, PCH, HayaBusa, after the competition here, we've done it a few times, right? Yeah,
Yep.
a few times since 2015.
The first one was 2015.
Oh, you remember
The first official World Championship indoor.
that?
Indoor. Well, my first competition indoor was in Roosendaal with HayaBusa in end of 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when you were in Menzelinsk actually for the outdoor World Championship. Yeah. So now this was the second World Championship for Neil.
Yes.
First the outdoor, now the indoor. So you are now an experienced four-way competitor.
I wouldn't say super experienced on this level, but yeah, I did at least now the 2 World Championships where we are going for. So I can mark that off, and we can now train for the next ones.
Yeah, I mean, how many people have been at an indoor and outdoor World Championship, right? Yeah, you are special now also. And okay, so let's get to that. Welcome to a new NSL Live Talk. NMP, PCH, HayaBusa. Again, after conclusion of the competition, we have a little bit time until the award ceremony, right? And some of the time we're using now here for a lunch break.
Yep, lunch break, maybe some relaxation, and then time for awards. And I heard something about a party as well. But
I heard about that too, yeah. So Mike is getting ready for the dance floor.
No time for a break, Kurt. Just finished the gym. It's time to restart training and get back to the top. So.
And Bob will go running probably for a little bit. It's beautiful weather for that.
For sure, yeah.
He just completed his first marathon. Was it first?
Not my first one,
Not
but the first one where I was faster than your fastest time. Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, it's good to have something aside from the skydiving, just to sometimes clear the mind a little bit and to be the strongest that you can be for the four-way. If you're like very singularly focused, I think it can be a little bit detrimental sometimes as well. If you want to compete at the highest level, it's good to have like something, whether it be motorbikes or Muay Thai or you name it.
Yeah, what are you doing? There's a biker, right, Dennis?
you can say a biker on track.
Biker on track. And Neil, what do you do?
I keep myself busy in the gym, going some bicycles, so a little bit everything.
And Mike?
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai?
Martial arts.
Oh, okay. Nice. Well,
Yeah.
people do different things. I just had a meeting with Agera, the Norwegian team, and the new guy is a gymnast.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he performed a nice backflip for us on good time, Bob. 2 hours and 52 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that was a bit of my winter goal, let's say, apart from training for the skydiving. So I'm really happy with that time and how it all went. So, but now it's back to outdoor training, jumping. So yeah, I'm looking forward to leaving the wind tunnel a little bit behind now and continue training on the outdoor, because that's I think if we're honest with this team, that's really the main focus. That's Israel next year.
And there was a special thing happening here too at this meet. You outscored Arizona Airspeed first time with this lineup and their lineup in one round.
Yeah.
Did this does it feel like you're gaining confidence with such a thing?
Yeah, I think for this team it's still a learning experience. We are not as experienced yet as a group to have like let's say the old HayaBusa style where it's like a super consistent performance and the highs and low are not so the peaks are not so big. So now the peaks can be, the ups and downs are a little bit more significant. But our ups, our highs, our good jumps we know that they are right up there. It's now the trick is to have them at a more or less consistent pace, like to have them every time. We had a very good training before coming here, so we felt really confident.
In Wrocław, right?
In Wrocław, yeah, in Poland. So we went there, and we came here, and maybe as you saw on the scores as well, like day one was maybe not our best. It's not what we were capable of doing in training and all that, and that showed. And I think this is also a learning. This is just part of the learning curve with this team. You come here, it's confident with the training that you did, and then you have the spotlight on you. You have airspeed and the French standing next to you, and I think it's something with this team that we have to learn to deal with. I'm not saying we cannot put a finger on it why it was. I think it's just we spoke about it after day one, and then I think the focus and determination was even higher in day 2 and 3. So that's where we showed what we're really at this moment capable of, and so I think in overall we can be very happy and satisfied. And we started skydiving skydiving or tunnel flying for ourselves more than watching airspeed or even the French. We started doing what we were capable of doing now, and I think that is at the minute the key for us is we know what we can do. We just need to show it, and whatever the rest does, first of all, you cannot control it, and it doesn't matter. We have to be able to walk away from this and be happy with the performance that we've done.
Yeah, the difference between the first and the second day, or the first 4 rounds and the second 4 rounds, was quite very significant. How did you change it? I mean, at the end of the first day, you recognized that probably, and then you turned it into something. I remember there were 3 rounds, I think 6, 7, 8, where you were just 1 point behind airspeed on each of the rounds. So you must have done something about it. It doesn't happen by itself. What happened?
Bob.
Well, we talked it through. We know what we have to do, and I think if we look back, we probably just over pushed a little bit on the first day, which it's better to go at 98% than to go at 105% and then having meltdowns and having issues in the jump. And I think that's what happened on day one. We maybe were pushing it too hard, but eventually, it's the sport goes so fast, and everything has to be right and synchronized. And that's the thing, especially with the new lineup. We are not as current in the competition speed, or with a different competition speed that we have with this lineup as we were before. So it's a little bit of searching what the sweet spot is that we have to stay in, and eventually we found it back from day 2 and day 3. Unfortunately, it took us 4 rounds to flip that switch, but hey, it is what it is, and we can only learn from it.
Yeah, you were, I don't know, haven't studied the scores for the last 2 rounds, but I know at the end of the second day, you were 3 points behind France, right? And usually we know from our own experiences that an indoor competition usually separates, creates more distance. But compared to the Shamrock, how was it at the Shamrock with France?
Oh,
It's 4 points, I think.
Yeah.
3, 4 points. Was.
Total of 3 or 4 points?
Yeah.
So now you were 3 or 4 points?
more or less the same, yeah.
Yeah, except that it was an indoor competition,
Yeah.
so it means actually it's a little closer probably already by now.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Check.
Let's hope. Yeah, I think indoor, in a way, is what we talked about this before. Is a little bit easier to level the playing field than outdoor. There's so much more to take in consideration when you go outdoor, and at the same time, I actually I talked about it with I talk about it with so many people. It would be nice to start to have a 3-way fight with US, Belgium, and France.
Regularly, you mean?
Yeah, it's nice to have a fight. That first of all, it's nice to have a fight with another team. How nice would it be to have a fight with 3 teams where you can go from first, well, or from third to first, or from first to
Yeah.
third or second, or where anything can happen.
7
I think
points.
a 3-way fight is nice. So like that, you can always stay on the podium.
Well, we still have to. I'm still waiting for. We may have to count in the Qatar Tigers still, because they were here in the middle of their Ramadan still, right? So
Yeah.
it's a little bit. I don't know how the impact is, on your body and on your mind and all of that. But fact is, it has some impact on you.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody knows a little bit more about this. I would be curious about.
Yeah, I also don't know what they did about building up to this, but it is starting to be more and more 2 separate disciplines. So we are working towards Israel taking this as well, but we have been doing like already 2 outdoor camps just because that needs more time to build it up. And if you only have to focus on indoor, it's different. So yeah, but I think as well the French as airspeed, they are also coming from the outdoor back into the indoor, so I think that's all similar. But I don't know about Qatar, if they really focused much on the indoor compared to the outdoor, or what they did.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
7 points anyway at the Shamrock.
7 points to France for you. Okay, so you made a pretty significant move closer to the top level.
Yeah, and also also a little bit closer to airspeed. Again, it is indoor, but the gap to airspeed outdoor a couple of months ago was a lot bigger than what it is now. I mean, and again, you can overanalyze this as much as you want, but at the end of the day, in 1 year, you'll be competing against them in Israel, and then you will have forgotten about this competition all along.
It's interesting too that all the those 4 top teams at the moment in the world, they're indoor outdoor teams
Minded.
both.
Yeah.
There's not an
yeah.
indoor.
Yeah.
Actually, it counts probably for most of the teams here, right?
I think when you look at the ladies, I think the French lineup that just won is it's not an outdoor
Any
team.
longer.
No, they just made this team for this competition. I'm not sure what NFTO is going to do. And then the Americans are an indoor and an outdoor
But
team
NFDO
for sure.
is traditionally, and that's an indoor-outdoor.
Yeah.
You may have, I think Meraki is only an indoor team too, right? So
Yes.
that's in the open
Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
Also Italy.
It's only an indoor team. Yeah.
The Italian
Germany.
team
Germany.
of FlyX.
Yeah.
Germany are actually outdoor competitors too, except they haven't gone to to national championships
Yeah.
or world championships, but they are CISM. You meet them at the
CISM, yeah.
CISM meets usually.
Yeah.
You should. But they're at the CISM meets, they're more doing accuracy and style and all that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. No, here they are.
They're doing good.
They're doing very well. So I'm hoping that that they also go to the outdoor championships national. What now? You're going to you have some breaks, a little vacation afterwards?
No,
or
we
straight to
take
work?
only a two week break, something like that, and then we go straight into a outdoor camp every month. So we'll start training in Spa, all the way leading up to Voss this year.
Mhm.
Then after Voss there might be a little break, but then again we don't really take a big break off of skydiving, apart from Christmas, New Year. But the plan is to stay active in skydiving for sure, and the tunnel meets we take them in between like we do now. So.
Yeah, most likely, as we said, they have Voss actually on their agenda too.
Yep.
So we may have the same little world meet that we had here now, or like first Shamrock, then here now, and then Voss, and
Yep.
so that's good. That's what we all want to see, and you appreciate that. They're pretty. They appreciate the competition. You see that they're not. It's difficult for them to get anywhere, right? So we are kind of on the competition. Let's talk about this, the difficulty of the competition draw. We had all 6 slot switchers
Of this one. I have to say, if you look at the draw, it's not a slow draw. There's no super fast round in it, but it's not a slow draw. There was no 3 blockers, not a single 3 blocker, which normally you always have like 2 or 3. That slows it down. So it was an average to fast draw, I would say.
But you had like 6 slot switching.
Yeah, but for top
Sequences,
teams
right?
that shouldn't matter.
Well, yeah, it shouldn't.
It's also not so technical, huh? It's not so technical. The engineering were pretty standard, apart maybe from 2 or 3 jumps, but even that, nothing special.
Yeah, I think you couldn't have gained much with different type. Well, we tried some different type of engineerings, but at the end of the day, if you think about it, you might as well have taken standard and ripped standard, and you would have scored the same, if not more. I think we showed it's has been shown in the past as well that sometimes the shortest engineering is maybe not the most efficient. If you can start considering how the momentum goes from one point to the next, where you might have a short left right, but that's always counter momentum. And if you would take that maybe a bigger move, but it's all in the same direction, that you actually are faster than the short moves. So that's been proven in the past as well already. So it's always a balance, but I don't find this draw to be nothing that shocked me, let's say.
So the general outline is it's you rather create a flow with going in the same directions than.
Depends, yeah. Yeah, it depends.
Depends.
It depends a lot on the type of jump you have. But yeah, it happens that you would take the bigger move just because of the flow of it, because you can just keep moving in the same direction and maybe have only one big change of direction in the whole sequence, instead of having 3-4 change of directions, even though the degrees are small, let's say, because you have to move your whole body weight from one side to the other. It takes more time if you can just keep it, instead of just keeping it rolling. So yeah, I mean, we didn't have those kind of things, like, shockingly, this meet, but I remember in 2019 or 20 in Win Games when there was a jump with 3 randoms and a 4, where Wimby High Rollers took the short engineering in the random sequence, which was really small, and we actually took the long engineering, the standard, which was longer, but the momentum was more beneficial. You know, you had to use less energy to get your center wheel from one point to another, and we won by 2 points. So by taking a longer engineering. So, and they had a good skydive jump as well. So
The high rollers, two of them, actually 3 of them were here, and right, 2 competing, 1 coaching.
Yeah.
And they never managed to.
Well, they beat us. They beat us one time in Bahrain. When we came off of Australia, just off behind Australia, 2018, when the World Cup in Bahrain was right after Australia, where we didn't have any or little time to prep. That's where they it was a World Cup, where they got first place.
Now ESP has to defend that top spot.
Yes.
You know, they have basically taken your position now, as it was between 2014 and 18, I guess, or 19, 20, 21.
90, yeah.
14 to 21.
Yeah, must be something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think when I started the team, I didn't have a loss until 18. So that is from 2011 until 2018. Then we kept winning until the lineup changed now. So
and same cons from Bob beginning in 2014.
Yeah, when he stepped in, he never lost as well.
Yeah.
Still the best competition. My very first Win Games, with no expectations and being able to hang in there and then eventually win. That's still.
Yeah. Nobody expected that.
No.
You know, yes, we had Roy Jensen, you know, superstar in HayaBusa and world superstar out, and then you had to work in somebody new quickly.
Yeah.
And then there you go, you know, new superstar. No, I know. All right, well, let's leave it there. And we'll see you again at the latest in Vars.
Yeah.
Unless something
Exactly.
else is happening
Yeah.
before. Good luck until then. Enjoy
Yeah.
the rest of the time here. The award
Thank you,
ceremony
Kurt.
is coming later,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think at 6 o'clock or something.
6 o'clock. Your the HayaBusa fans will be spoiled this time. First, the morning, which ended with a winning round.
Yeah.
The first round today was a winning round. I mean, France won it, right?
France
you,
won it,
you,
yeah.
you also outscored Jesper on that.
Yeah.
And now they will hear from you. So you will be a happy follower, have a happy following.
Following.
So.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you.